y'all, it's your girl Key. Thank you for kicking with me. I hope everyone's doing well. This is gonna be what you need to know Wednesday reading, okay? Um, so I started trying to record this reading 3 times, which is also confirming what the message I was trying to say. Before I started y'all read, I saw a lot of like ambulance and police and sirens today. And it's funny because my video kept getting cut off and delayed. So I feel like a lot of you we're facing a lot of like blocks and delays. Things were causing you to slow down or things you had to really face in your environment or just within you. And I feel like that's clearing up. And it's crazy because my incense was burning really, really fast and like looking rapidly. So I feel like a lot of you were getting hit with things back to back to back. And now it's going straight up and clear. So it's just telling me a lot of you had to go through these divine interventions where, you were having tower moments or you were facing blocks and delays to remove things from your past so it can make a clear way to what you're trying to have. So we're gonna see what you guys got for your overall energy. What's the overall energy for the collective spirits? So, like I said, I do feel like whatever blockages you were facing, you're not going to be facing them anymore. I want to say anymore. They're not going to be in your way as much. All right. So you have 2 cards. It says someone will approach you and reveal something to you. You should not believe what they say. So, and you also be careful of your business dealings for the next couple weeks. Okay, so this could be around some type of partnership or some type of career move that a lot of you are having to do, or just involving money. Spirit is saying be mindful of your actions at this time in order to avoid a loss. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're having to pay attention to your circle. And it's funny because I just posted a video about spiritual people around us who are spiritually hating on us. So I do feel like this is confirmation for that channel message I put out earlier. Is it's like a lot of you are having to really pay attention to the people you interact on a daily basis, who you share your information with, but also if you are facing any type of like legal battles, you're being told whatever is going to be coming your way. Don't always believe it. You do your research. Some of you might have somebody come back and give you some type of apology or tell you why this was happening. Don't believe them because they're full of shit. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. But that's the overall energy for a lot of you. Is like right now it's time to really be really careful on who you do business with, who you communicate with. Um, I also do feel like where you invest your money at this time. And it's so funny it says sirens. Look, it's at the bottom of the deck. Healing. So a lot of you this has to do with past energy, okay? There's something from your past that is coming up where a lot of you, I don't know why I keep hearing right my wrong. So there is somebody probably coming around to right their wrongs, but they're not coming back. They're not coming back as genuine as they should. Others of you, this could just be you having to reflect on some type of incident that happened where someone came and told you something and you believed it but you shouldn't have. It was like false information, and now you're having to come back and rewrite your wrong. So but a lot of you are being told to be mindful because there's some type of loss that you're being told to avoid, and like a lot of you are getting the signs of it. Okay. All right, so what the collective needs to know. Yeah, so with the sunflower, it's time to take action and take your personal power back, okay? A lot of you, like I said, this could be energy from your past coming up for you right now. Strong solar plex energy. So a lot of you are in this energy where you're having to take your power back. You're having to understand your value and your worth, okay? And move in the direction what is going to bring you peace, happiness, and less problems, okay? I feel like a lot of you are in this energy where you're trying to just stay out of drama, okay? One thing about the sunflowers, it moves in the direction where the sun is, and where you feel vibrant, where you feel, the sun gives you energy, where if it fills you, it rejuvenates you. So a lot of you are being pushed in a new direction where you're going, where you are valued, where you're seen, where you're heard, where people who are aligned with you understand you, when you don't have to really, you have to be dealing with energy vampires anymore. So I keep getting. Yeah, because there is some type of ending that has happened in your life. Okay, this can even be a rebirth. A lot of you, if you are going through a personal rebirth, you might be seeing your birthday. A lot of you don't realize when you see your birthday, it means you're personally going through a transformation or rebirth from recovering from some type of loss. okay, when it comes to your stability, when it comes to your home, when it comes to your money. And I do feel like a lot of you are in this energy where that loss was teaching you a lot about yourself. It was making you reevaluate your wants, your needs, and your true desires. It was making you face your shadow side of like, okay, you say you desire this, you want this. What's your motive on why you want this? It's like you're really trying to figure out the why behind everything, which is a lot of people don't realize that's your Mars energy. And we did have Mars in Cancer, which was making a lot of people slow down, sluggish, tired. But it was causing people to slow down for a reason, because it's having y'all face that emotional aspect before you take some action. Because a lot of people don't realize, when it comes to the action we take, it's not just mental. A lot of you, it's your emotions motivate the action you're taking. And a lot of you have been doing things from a logical standpoint. Spirit saying you have to be able to add your emotions to it so you can understand the action you're taking and why you're taking that action. So it seems like a lot of you are in this energy where you're wanting to take some action now, because a lot of the delays and blockages you were facing in the past, they're getting cleared out. And I think a lot of you, the biggest lesson was learning to trust your intuition, okay? To trust what you feel, but also acknowledge what you feel. All right, Spirit, what's the collective? What they need to know? Yeah, balance is being served right now. Justice is being handed out. So if you had somebody if you had people, or I said somebody, so a lot of you, this was somebody you were connected with on a closer level, they were doing you wrong, or was lying, being mischievous. Just know karma is being served on your behalf. A lot of you don't realize you are very protected with the Justice card here. Things are being balanced out in your life. I also feel like a lot of you, the things that you were struggling to move past from your past, or the blocks and delays, you don't realize you had to go all through those things because you were paying off karma. A lot of us don't realize karma is energy. What you put out into the world comes back on you. So if you were not a good person, I'm sorry, you were having to pay karmic debt. If you were a good person, good things come your way. It's energy. So a lot of you don't realize things are being balanced out because you have been going through some type of karmic cycle where you had to pay some type of debt. And I feel like a lot of you, the paying this debt had to be through some type of connection when it comes to either career, or even I wouldn't say platonic or romantic relationship, or it could even just be with family. A lot of you are seeing where you have to clear out things to make room for what you've been asking for. So it means you have to learn how to balance things out in your life. So a lot of you could be seeing ones and sevens, and you could be seeing tens. So there is some type of cycle closing when it comes to you personally taking your power back from certain places, people, things, or situation. With this, you taking your power back, it's pushing you to take action. But you taking action, it means you had to serve karma. You had to balance things out in your life. You had to get rid of the old to make room for the new. And a lot of you, was all about teaching you how to listen to your intuition. Because a lot of you, and it's funny because I just put out a message about spirit of confusion. Okay, a confused person is the devil. Okay, it's the devil testing you, because if you are very much in tune with yourself, and you know yourself, and you know when you get a sign of, okay, this is a warning, this is my God speaking to me, or this is just my fear and anxiety coming from my chest. That's when the devil will send you somebody who's confused, to confuse you, to see, are you going to second guess yourself. And that's what a lot of you were getting tested about. I was like, are you going to let all the hard work you achieve, and let somebody who don't even know themselves confuse you? Like I said, the worst person to deal with is the person who is a spirit of confusion. mm. What else, spirit? So things are balancing out right now. Yeah, and a lot of you are gaining awareness. So 111 is important. So a lot of you are getting some type of new beginning. But what this new beginning is coming with, a new awareness, okay? A new understanding about self, about an environment, about your true desires. So strong solar plexus here, all this yellow, all this solar plex energy, which is, people don't realize that's our energy force. Okay, a lot of you might have to begin this energy where you might have to withdraw to really focus on your healing, and that is balancing things out for you. But a lot of you don't realize this balance that's happening is for you mentally. You had to clear out the mental fog to see things clearly. A lot of you had to realize you can't see things with your physical eyes. You had to start seeing things with your spiritual eyes, which is your third eye, understanding and trusting your intuition, paying and learning to pay attention to signs. A lot of you could be in this energy where you probably helped other people be more aware of themselves, which is helping people tap more into their spirituality. But I do feel like there is some type of balance or good karma coming your way, because you have gone through some type of awareness or some dark night of the soul, or I would say for a lot of you, I just feel like it's just an awakening. You're going through ascension symptoms right now, where the way you were viewing things is changing. So now the things around you is shifting physically because you internally and spiritually and mentally you have done the work. Yeah, and a lot of you are going to be rejoicing and celebrating. And like I said, a lot of you, this was learning through your connections. This could be work connections, this could be friends, family, whatever. You are learning a lot about yourself through your connections. But we just had Venus go direct, the post shadow should be over for Mercury and Venus retrograde. So a lot of you is basically, this is what's coming up for you, is like the lessons that you had to learn during that time. It was for a reason, because it was balancing things out. It was shifting your perspective. It was changing the way your belief systems. It was changing the way you value things, and when it comes to yourself. Ooh, this car flew. Ooh. So yeah, material harvest. You're independent. So a lot of you are in this energy where you're seeing you're changing your perspective on how you see your independence. Okay, a lot of you are also seeing how certain people that you're attached to affected your independence. But now, because you guys have done the work, when it comes to your healing, when it comes to removing things, when it comes to the way you are seeing things, Spirit is blessing you with material harvest, which is, like I said, the Nine of Pentacles, where money is going to start coming in. You're going to start feeling more secure within yourself. You're going to be feeling very independent. But this was all part of the divine's plan to show you who you really are. This is, like I said, a lot of you have been going through some type of awakening when it comes to your crown chakra, which is changing the way you view and see things. You're starting to see that things from your the way you were raised has been blocking you from having your wish fulfillment, because you had to realize there were certain things you had to sacrifice. And a lot of you, the certain things you had to learn how to sacrifice, you had to learn to be patient with the sacrifice. You had to understand what the reason why you were sacrificing, on why you should have sacrificed a long time ago, and now why is it feeling 10 times harder to make the sacrifice because you were delaying it due to your fears of not you letting it go sooner. This is all for a reason. This was all for your healing. And a lot of you don't realize this is helping you move through karma waters. Like I said, this is all mental energy. Okay, you got the Ace of Swords, the Justice, the Six of Swords, and then you got the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune. This is some powerful energy. This was all divinely guided. This all needed to happen for a reason, for y'all to get victory and success. A lot of you don't realize over the next 6 weeks is going to be very important. You are going to have some type of tower moment, but this tower moment is actually going to be better than a lot of you think, because I feel like it's forcing a lot of you to come into union with yourself, but also come into union with a soul connection that is actually, you're actually being prepared. I get this energy, a lot of you are being prepared for your person, for being prepared for a partnership, being prepared for a position. And the reason why you're being prepared for that, because this mindset that you had was really blocking you from how you see your stability, how you see your security, how you see yourself, the stability and security within yourself. So, which is causing a lot of you to come into union. So, a lot of you, this is energy that you had to go through to prepare you for something better. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of you, this is stuff that had to happen, that happened in the past. So a lot of you, this is past energy coming up for you, where you're having, this makes sense why I said right your wrongs at the beginning of the video. You are in this energy, you're really reflecting, you're really reevaluating, reassessing on why you went through certain things in your past. A lot of memories could be hitting you up of like, okay, this is a pattern. I understand why this is coming up. Okay. I understand why I feel this way. I understand why I neglected this. Yeah, it was all for healing with the hope card here. Things being exposed to you. So, what's the awareness card, Spirit? Yeah, when it comes to your solar plexus in the firm foundation, a lot of you could have felt very insecure, or probably didn't really value yourself, or you just you gave yourself so much to other people and things that you were had a very thin. What does it say? Wear yourself thin, and it's caused a lot of you to question your stability. It caused a lot of you to have a faulty foundation. So you really had to rebuild yourself. A lot of you got in this pride and ego energy where it was blocking you from actually getting what you want or taking action what you want, because you felt you were lacking. Which is why you guys were forced to really heal yourself on things you truly desire, how you value yourself, and the way you nurture yourself. One thing about the solar plexus, yeah, really trusting your intuition. And a lot of you, this also has to do with a feminine energy in you. This could be a mother figure, or this could just be someone you truly desire for yourself. Where, like, a lot of you probably wanted, if you're a male, you wanted, there's a connection that you wanted to be with, but you felt like you weren't enough for it, is what I'm getting for a lot of you. But a lot of you don't realize, I feel like this feminine energy, a lot of you, if this is your mother gave you strong belief systems or made you question or made you have to grow up faster. A lot of you, this could just even be if this is, like I said, your feminine energy, where you had a hard time really learning how to nurture yourself, learning how to be compassionate, show grace, not chase things, learning to just let things come to you. um Take whatever applies, but it seems like a lot of you had to really acknowledge your emotions when it comes to this feminine energy or this woman figure in your life. A lot of you, for some of you, if you're a male, there was a strong divine feminine energy in your life who you felt like, was too good to be true. It really played on your self-esteem and your ego a lot, which caused you to lose this person with the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. It caused you to lose this person, and I feel like a lot of you still have. If this was someone you wanted to be with, but you just felt it was the wrong time, bad timing, or just a lot of things were in the way. You have a lot of guilt and shame for choices and decisions you have made when it comes to this person. A lot of you, others of you, this can be, like I said, a mother figure or just a strong woman figure in your life who you was not emotionally available or wasn't there. This was probably your first heartbreak. A lot of you, if you're a woman, this could be your mother, when your mother could not have a good relationship and it caused you to feel, emotionally withdrawn. Your mother wasn't emotionally available, or she said things to put you down. If you're a male figure and this is your mother, like I said, your mother wasn't emotionally available and she probably was your first heartbreak, and you're having to really see this is the reason why you attract unhealthy relationships when it comes to women, or why, for if you're a woman, why you have unhealthy relationships with women. You feel like women compete with you because your own mother compete with you. This is, a lot of you are healing a mother wound right now, okay? Because you're starting to see the patterns on how this mother wound really affects your relationships, not just with other women or in your life, but with yourself when it comes to your own divine feminine energy, of really acknowledging these emotions and how you have emotional blocks of not of having a hard time to connect with other people on a deeper level, on a soul level. Um, so what's the material harvest? Yeah, the sacral. A lot of you, this has to do with you really creating, channeling your energy in a healthy way, and channeling in the energy of making your money. That's what a lot of you have to really learn, is that creative energy you were put, that sacral energy. A lot of you, because had these emotional blocks, you had horrible habits of releasing your sexual energy into things that were a detriment to your health. A lot of you could be sex addictions. A lot of you, it could be just shutting down emotionally. A lot of you, it could just be you could have unbalanced. You could be depressed more. It's just these bad. I would say these unhealthy habits were causing a blockage from your stability, and you're starting to see that you have to have healthy outlets to co-create when it comes to getting your wish fulfillment, which causes you have to make certain sacrifices to move forward on where you're going to. Yeah, 922. That's somebody's birthday, I know. um, a lot of you, like I said, you're in this energy of movement, choices, and decisions. But with this movement, choice, and decision, it's all about um honoring your feelings. I hate to say that, but that's exactly what it is. It's all about honoring your feelings when it comes to the lovers. Because a lot of you don't realize you have more than one choice, but the choice you're having to really reflect is really sitting with yourself. There is something I want to read from this dang book, if I could find. Let me see. Movement, choices, decisions. Hold on, because there is something I definitely y'all need to hear. I don't know why I just heard that. So it says this card can indicates a time of movement, signifying change and choices must be made. With hard work, great effort, and determination, you have the ability to juggle the demands that are in front of you. Whether they concern money, business decisions, or other projects, it's important to stay flexible and focused. You don't have to do it all alone. Reach out for the best advice and assistance. In addition, a financial union or partnership may be presented itself to you. The more time you take to make these valid decisions and choices, the longer it will be before you can move towards your goals. And that's where a lot of you are gaining awareness is big. You have help. You have somebody in your life that you're meant that God sent to you to help you, or the divine your answers, whoever you believe in, sent your way to help you. But because you're so used to having wanting to do everything alone because of how you were raised or how you were abandoned as a child, it's causing you to block and delay your blessings of what you want. So a lot of you don't realize that there are certain choices and decisions you were having to make, but you were learning. You are having to. The lesson was learning to make these decisions with somebody else helping you in a healthy partnership with the lovers. And that's why the divine done probably separated you from somebody that you want, or done caused you to be in isolation by yourself, because you're needing to reflect on this lesson. You're really needing to heal and emotionally withdraw and really find the truth within yourself to recognize the love that was being given to you with the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, which is causing a lot of you to have this breakthrough movement of really cutting through the bullshit of the fact of like, damn, how I was raised has really blocked me from receiving what I've been asking for. How I was raised, or how my mother treated me, really is reason why I attract these type of women in my life. How my mother raised me is the reason why I don't have healthy relationships with women that are friends. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of you is just a lesson of partnership. You are learning how to be a better partner, of how learning how to be a better friend, learning how to be a better sibling, learning how to be a better person. But being a better person means you have to learn how to work with others, which means be flexible, and also learning how to balance things out. A lot of you keep saying, "Oh, I got a lot of this going on, blah blah blah," but you don't realize, yes, you have a lot of things going on. Everybody has a lot of things going on, but it's all about you balancing out and being transparent. Of like, okay, I got this going on, and you never know who might come in and step up and take some load off of you. But you guys are not. You guys in the past weren't open to letting somebody help you and take the load off because you were so closed off because the mistrust is what I keep hearing for a lot of you. So Spirit is saying there are some choices and decisions you a lot of you have to make, but these choices and decisions in are have to be in line with other people. So you guys can be seeing 922, something into September, or 22 is important. Yeah, a lot of you, this acceleration motion, a lot of you are getting a lot of signs of communication about this. And now a lot of you don't realize whoever this person you're supposed to be working with, or these people that you didn't work with in the past really well, you don't realize these people are going to help you move through your obstacles quicker with the Eight of Wands here. And I feel like a lot of you are starting to realize that, and starting to be in conflicted energy, because a lot of you are realizing that you kind of self-sabotage your blessing within wish fulfillment here. Yeah, which has caused a lot of you to be in hermit mode. A lot of you could be a Virgo. Well, what's the say solar plexus? What else is the solar plexus? We're gonna be nosy. Yeah, it's funny I said your guys' pride. I didn't even need to pull. I just, yeah, a lot of you, it's just about your pride and being confident and walking away from the past. Cause a lot of you, you let your pride and ego get in the way so bad that it's caused people to walk away from you. It has caused you to be alone, and a lot of you are have hard time being alone. But a lot of you don't realize the solar plexus. But a lot of you have a hard time. The reason why you're gaining this awareness is because you have a hard time really walking away from the past. You are still insecure with the strength card coming out sideways. It's like you don't have the full strength to take that leap of faith because you feel like you have to have everything in order before you make a move. But one thing I've learned is you have to move, and sometimes you have to let God catch you and fill in the little holes of what you're trying to do, and watch you be surprised of like, damn, it wasn't as bad as I thought. That's what faith is all about. So this is what a lot of y'all are getting aware of, is that you kind of like, by you not moving and making certain choices, decisions, God hasn't moved to catch you, because you have been letting fear and you've been letting your ego get in the way of really a healthy partnership, or just working with people, or just being receptive to having help with people who are, God placed in your life to help you. So I hope that resonated. That's what I got for you guys. This is a late night message. So comment, like, and share. Bye.